when we spoke after the Orange Regatta, and I told you what you needed to do, I believe you took some of those pointers, and now you are running your regatta.
Native Show is here with the winner of the Farmers Key Annual Regatta. Sir, how are you?
I'm doing well.
This is Reverend McPhee, sir. This is the first time that he's actually won, but his persistence and his consistency actually paid off.
That's right. We've been coming here for a long time. It's very difficult to win in Farmers Key. Last year we thought we should have won, and they said we lost by 1 point. This year we came back determined to win, and I want to thank my skipper, Ralph. He did an outstanding job in sailing the boat along with the fine crew I have, and Joey and Sean, Derek, and we had a guest from the United States who sailed with us. Did a marvelous job in performing the task of winning this regatta. So we're elated about the whole thing. It's exciting.
Native Show is here with the gentleman with the nickname Iceman. So how are you?
I'm pretty good.
Tell me, what's your real name?
My real name is Kendall McPhee.
Tell me more about you.
Well, you know, the chairman of the local regatta committee in Georgetown, and you know this year we will be celebrating our 58th anniversary, and you know our committee is working very hard to get the National Family Island Regatta onshore activities where we want it to be for 58 year. So I'd like to thank our committee for doing a wonderful job.
Native Show is here with Mr. Hanna. Frank Hanna, sir, how are you?
I'm very well indeed, thank you.
Are you enjoying yourself at this Farmers Key Regatta?
Fantastically well, really. And I say thanks to Cecil Smith and Roll and the Commodore to making it such a wonderful, beautiful regatta.
Hell Exuma and hell the Bahamas. It's a great place to be, man. This is the best place. It's a paradise lost. I've been coming for 30 years, and I have a lot of Bahamian friends that I consider my family. I couldn't think of a better place to live than the Exuma Bahamas.
The idea of taking swimming lessons to the Bahamian public was something that we thought was a great idea, and so we started Let's Swim Bahamas.
I've always been a learn to swim coach and a life-saving coach, and so this is now my turn to kind of really see learn to swim being developed.
Although we ran swift swimming for some 30 years and we offered Let's Swim lessons, we knew we were only touching a small percentage of the Bahamian public.
I enjoy the children and how happy and excited and joyful they are. I mean, some of them come from maybe hard homes. Maybe they're bullied at school. Who knows what they have? But when they come here, it's a very positive thing for them.
At the end of the day, more kids will be fulfilled, more kids will have a life-saving skill, and more kids will stay away from crime.
Crime-free.
Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
A lot of our young men and women, they look forward to being around the game of basketball so much because a lot of their community is infested with crime and violence. It's always been a passion of mine to make sure I channel these young men and women in the right direction through sports. Basketball and being in this environment is a safe haven for them in terms of what they need to do to get out. You have leadership conference to help these young men and women to understand the importance of making the right choice. I tell all of my athletes, when you go to school, help yourself. Stay focused. Use basketball. Don't let basketball use you. I love the game. The game has been good to me, and I just want to give back.
Well, what about me?
What about you, what?
Well, I thirsty too, you know.
You want to see all the water out there?
Well, why you don't give me your water, and then you go try and drink that salt water?
You crazy, eh?
I ain't the one talking to a dog, you know.
Ain't nobody can drink salt water.
Then why you won't give it to me? All dogs need fresh, cool water and sufficient shelter from the sun all year round.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, Grand Bahama Island seeing continued progress. Plus, PLP chairman sides with Grand Bahamians amidst Grand Bahama Power Company protests. And South Bimini International Airport is making strides to improve its operations and attract more airlines. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Azure Quant. Thank you so much for tuning in. Promised and soon to be delivered by the Davis administration. The Oncology Center at the Freeport Health Campus answers the long-standing needs of many residents who have had to travel to the nation's capital for cancer treatment. Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, notes that it was the vision of the Health and Wellness Minister to ensure that the new hospital would be equipped to provide the essential service.
That the Minister of Health, this is very dear to him, particularly having practiced medicine here for many years in Grand Bahama. His cry has always been to ensure that the people of Grand Bahama have access to all of the available modern medical services that could be afforded. And he insisted that this clinic, this hospital, be equipped with a complete oncological center unit to be able to serve these people of Grand Bahama. And that's to his credit that he brought his own experiences in Grand Bahama to bear on what we're building here today.
Now, phase 1 and 2 of the Freeport Health Campus is expected to be completed by June 2025. Meantime, on Monday, Grand Bahamians stormed the Grand Bahama Power Company's headquarters, letting their voices be heard in opposition to the proposed base rate proposal of 6.3%. Chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, making his stance clear that he is on the side of many Grand Bahamians who believe the increase is not a timely one. Shane Stubbs has more in this report.
It just simply doesn't make sense. You're really just sort of trying to get blood out of stone. That's the way it looks.
Chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, standing in solidarity with many Grand Bahamians protesting against the Grand Bahama Power Company's base rate proposal of 6.3%, while outlining the ongoing dispute of who is, in fact, the regulator between the Grand Bahama Port Authority and the Utilities Regulation Competition Authority. The PLP chairman says there's also the question of whether an increase is deemed necessary, to which he vehemently disagrees.
There was just an increase within the last 3 years, and on the face of it, it looks to us as if an increase is not justified. So the matter should be properly adjudicated or arbitrated by IRCA. That's the body that's responsible in law for it, and that's our position.
In recent weeks, Grand Bahama consumers have experienced a series of power outages. On August 9th, the GBPC released a statement apologizing for the impact it had on customers. However, the PLP chairman says,
"This is what I thought. This company was supposed to be super efficient. They were supposed to have invested in new plant. They laid off people. The place is supposed to be so super well run. Why are we having blackouts in Grand Bahama? And at the same time, you're asking for a rate increase." So they have a lot to answer, and the PR is not good.
And when asked what should be the next step for Grand Bahamians in regard to the power company, here's what he had to say.
The question of whether or not some actor in the whole drama should not move by way of an injunction to stop them from considering it altogether. I think that would be one way of approaching it. But the other way is to continue to make the case publicly that this is improper, that there's no jurisdiction to do it, and that raising is simply wrong.
Now, the PLP chairman asserts that it's been a challenging decade for Grand Bahamians due to major hurricanes and the decline in the economy. He believes it's best that the GBPC abandons the proposal, but will that happen? This is a story that we will continue to follow. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thank you for that, Shane. Well, $2 billion worth of projects are in the pipeline for the island of Grand Bahama. Some have already started, while others are in its preliminary stages. Since coming into office in 2021, the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxey, has been at the forefront of reigniting the Grand Bahama economy. Here's Jay Philippe with more in this report.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxey, outlining some plans that will have a positive spin-off for the island of Grand Bahama in the not-too-distant future. At a recent gathering, Minister Moxey spoke in details of the government's plan to execute a number of projects that will fuel the economy of Grand Bahama.
There's the $600 million Grand Bahama shipyard retransformational project. There's the $80 million Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, MSC and ITM Cruise Port. There's the $100 million Lyrathon South Riding Point redevelopment. Remember, that was practically shut down. It was not in operation. All of these things we brought back. There's the $210 million Freeport Health Campus, Dr. D. And that is well on the way, and I'm sure he's going to talk all about that. Then you have the $30 million Doctors Flagship Facility that's in Freeport. We have the Doctors Hospital in 8 Mile Rock, clinic in 8 Mile Rock. And we have the $600 million Celebration Key.
Another major project expected to generate traffic and fuel the economy on Grand Bahama, according to Minister Moxey, is Innovative 242 Incubator, the creative business center, which will be located at the former Royal Palm Hotel on the Mall Drive, will cater to entrepreneurs as a one-stop shop for business development from concept to launch here on Grand Bahama Island.
One side of it will be the creative business center that allows our entrepreneurs from concept to launch to be fully engaged with the resources that we have in this incubator.
Many in attendance was also intrigued by the Afro-Caribbean Marketplace that will be funded by the Africa Export-Import Bank and would provide opportunities for Bahamians, particularly in the creative industry. The project includes the demolition and beautification of the property in the International Bazaar to make way for a world-class tourist attraction.
This involves 54 African countries, 20 Caribbean countries, 16 islands of the Bahamas, having permanent pavilions that display the best of what their country has to offer. So it becomes this major tourist attraction, because guess what? We're going to have over 6 million visitors here on Grand Bahama by 2027. That's huge.
While pointing out that there are visible signs of progress in Grand Bahama, Minister Moxey says there are more to come under the Davis Cooper administration as they continue to focus on the growth of the island. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jay Philippe.
Now over on the island of Bimini, a lead investor has announced that South Bimini International Airport is making strides to improve its operations and attract more airlines. Following recent disruptions caused by equipment issues, the airport has just received a new fully functional fire truck, which is expected to enhance its facilities, support local economic growth, and improve connectivity for travelers. Raven Davis reports.
Expand with a new terminal for international departures. This, according to Director of Bimini Airport Development Partners, Jeremy Eby. He says the build-out process for this expansion is expected to be completed before the end of 2026.
You're going to see an expansion almost 4 times of the facility. So significant expansion of the facility. That's all phase 1A. And then improvements on navigation, improvements upon, basically, as we noted, part of it is improvement upon safety and security on the facility as well. All that comprises of a $30 million investment. Phase 1B actually will be additional expansion of the airport to meet really increased traffic, say 120,000 to 140,000 enplanements and beyond annually.
And to accommodate increased traffic, additional improvements at the airport will be contingent on the airport's performance. That is why stakeholders are engaged in aggressive discussions with air carriers.
Both local air carriers, like Western Airlines and also Bahamas Air, and we're also talking to your larger international carriers like American Airlines, Delta, JetBlue. We've had extensive conversations with all of the above. Part of that discussion is really talking about the greatness of Bimini, the commercial and the tourism dynamics of the Bahamas.
Now, recently, Silver Airways canceled all flights to and from South Bimini Airport for several days due to the airport's inability to repair its firefighting and rescue vehicle. However, the airport has now received a brand new, fully functional fire truck valued at some $500,000.
Part of that, what that will do is make sure that not only the commercial and private pilots that are flying into the facility have access to real fire safety. Also, future potential carriers that we're talking to and discussing with about coming to Bimini will also have that facility, that kind of capability.
Now, as for the benefits of this project to Bahamians,
so we have directly engaged contractors and engaged the community on ways that we can really have them engaged in building up our project. We've already contracted local contractors for this project. We've already focused on getting local contractors on the civil work, which is related to the airport as well.
EB says air transportation is critical, and to be commercially acceptable to international carriers, there exists a need for top-notch facilities. He says he's excited about this project as this upgrade supports the Bahamas' economic growth. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Well, at Education International's 9th World Congress in Argentina, global leaders addressed crucial educational issues under the theme Growing Our Unions, Elevating Our Professions, Defending Democracy. BECAU President Sandra Major, who attended, is now highlighting the global scope of these challenges and the need for widespread information sharing. Here again is our Raven Davis.
A worldwide teacher shortage and the introduction of LGBTQ topics into education among some of the critical issues union delegates addressed at Education International's 9th World Congress. BECAU President Sandra Major was in attendance, highlighting that many of these challenges are universal.
Around the world, teachers are leaving the profession. In the Bahamas, we're doing the same thing. So it's not unique just to us, because there are reasons why. And they're saying, teachers need better salaries. And that's what this GoFundMe is all about. Having the government involved in making sure that the salaries, the benefits, the teachers' mental health, their workload is fair.
A resolution was passed to collaborate with the LGBTQI community to provide educational materials for children. Major, representing the only Bahamian Teachers Union president, was among those who voted against the resolution, citing concerns over preserving children's innocence.
As a country that stands on Christian values, our values can change because of people. If we're a nation that says we are a Christian nation, I beg parents, when you see something comes out that's affecting your child, speak to it. Because there has to be some level of what is right, a standard for what is right, that does not change when the world changes. People says that the louder you are, the people that are loud are the people that are right. No, they're just loud. Once you become an adult, you can do what you like. But parents are responsible for making sure that their children's education is what it's supposed to be. And protect them as long as you can to keep them as innocent as they can. As an adult, do what you want.
Congress also highlighting the global scope of climate change with the aim of supporting educators in teaching children about this global phenomenon.
Its consequences and solutions. They want to ensure that all new structures that we do within wherever we're building, that's ready for climate change, because we know how it has impacted us, especially here on the island of Grand Bahama. So that's important, that they're paying attention to climate education for all.
Major stressed BECAU's presence at the Congress was crucial for understanding global issues and sharing information, noting that events in one country can affect others, including the Bahamas. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
When we come back, a beloved Bahamian pageant returns after nearly 2 decades. The details plus more stories, sports, and a check on weather straight ahead.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
During the calm before the storm.
Life-threatening storm surge and winds in the northwestern Bahamas.
2019, report Grand Bahama. We're praying for the best.
And in the wake of the devastation. We've hosted countless shows. We've interviewed numerous individuals. We've covered every angle and shared everyone's stories.
The whole roof came off.
Now, 5 years after Hurricane Dorian, we are telling our story.
We need to move now. Let's go now. You can see we make it out of the hurricane.
I wasn't imagining this.
I was scared. I didn't know if I was scared or coming crying.
This was a storm like no other.
Join us for a Hurricane Dorian special as we take you into the eye of the newsroom. See what we endured behind the scenes during our relentless 72-hour live coverage from before and after the deadliest storm in our nation's history.
Outside is actually flooding.
This is more than a documentary. It's our journey, a testament to our dedication and our commitment to you. Airing September 1st on the only station that kept you informed during the worst storm in the history of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is the eye of the newsroom.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Grand Bahama Island Promotion Board is sharing our culture through food as they are hosting the 3rd annual GBI Restaurant Festival. With various different food choices, the goal of this organization is to show everyone the diversity in food on Grand Bahama. Shalia Roll reports.
Hello, welcome to Macari's Bar on the Square. My name is Stacy, and this is my partner Sherelle. Welcome to the Restaurant Festival.
From an authentic Greek experience to delicious chocolate delights prepared on Grand Bahama, the GBI Restaurant Festival was created to embrace the unique food scene on the island. Nakia Wells, a Grand Bahama Restaurant Festival committee member, says that this festival was created so that everyone can experience a taste of Grand Bahama.
Bahama has a very diverse and vibrant food scene, and that's something that a lot of people might not know. So we created the Grand Bahama Island Restaurant Fest so that persons could have a chance to sample some prefix menus as an easy way to get an appetizer, entree, and dessert and truly taste the talent that is here on Grand Bahama Island.
Participating restaurants are also excited for this festival.
Proud to be featured in a Taste of Grand Bahama in the Port Lucaya Marketplace. Some of the things that we have to offer today are pork skewers, chicken skewers, we have dalmatan.
I'm excited to be part of this, and today we are sampling our Bailey's ganache. It is handmade right here.
The Grand Bahama Island Restaurant Fest will continue until August 17th at the Port Lucaya Marketplace with 16 restaurants from West End to East End. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Rule.
Seems very exciting, Shalia. And speaking of exciting, a beloved Bahamian pageant returns after nearly 2 decades. The Mr. Biggs contest, founded by Candace Higgs and her sisters in 2006, made a spectacular comeback this year, drawing talent from both Grand Bahama and Nassau. With the competition heating up and new champions crowned, the stage is set for an exciting future. Here's more on the pageant's triumphant return and what to expect next.
My name is Justin Stewart, and I'm your new 2024 Mr. Biggs.
After a 17-year hiatus, the highly anticipated Mr. Biggs contest has made its grand return. Originally founded by Candace Higgs and her sisters in 2006, this unique pageant has reemerged, showcasing talent from both Grand Bahama and Nassau.
The Mr. Biggs contest this year was a success. Under the theme, celebrating the big in our men. People think it's all about being just big, like in size, but it's mainly like about big personality, big in confidence, big in talent, big in everything.
This year's journey began in May with 8 contestants vying for the coveted title. Among them was Justin Stewart, the last contestant to join the competition, who ultimately took home the 2024 Mr. Biggs crown.
I want to feel like I was the underdog, but I don't know inside my mind, boy, when you see show they come, boy, I can put on my show this world.
From Dress to Impress to Men in Black, each segment offered a glimpse into the unique personalities of the participants. However, it was the bedroom scene that stood out as Justin's favorite.
I came out a nice robe, just made the crowd feel like, oh man, it's just a boring robe, and I don't have this plant. Nice big robe and make them feel, and when I come to the center stage, I drop the robe. I had on a Mr. Incredible costume underneath. I thought the place gone crazy.
During his reign, Justin Stewart has set a personal goal to encourage men to step out of their comfort zones. He hopes to inspire others to take risks and challenge themselves in new and exciting ways.
I feel like I could actually influence a bunch of people to come out and enjoy themselves and have a good time. Because like I say, if you sit back and you think about it and you hear pageant, ain't no guy can really be like, oh, I'm into that. But after just watching that, you got so much people who would actually want to be inside it. And then, boy, how you go about signing up? I want to be in that next year. That look like it's a bunch of fun. And, you know, so I just want to encourage people to come out and try new things and, you know, feel the real explorer out.
Now following behind Stewart were Makai Moxie, who secured the first runner-up position, and CJ Lowe, who finished at second runner-up. Higgs confirmed that the Mr. Biggs pageant will return in 2025. Congratulations again, Justin. Well, that's a look at news. Jay, what's happening in sports?
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. Diary of a Pastor's Wife, authored by Lady Eleanor Williams, is a go-to book that epitomizes a leading lady to your assigned congregation. A book of virtue, strength, and dignity, and all the spices on what it takes to be a seasoned-led lady. This bestseller can be found at Logos Bookstore, Arbor Bay, Bible Bookstore, Palmdale Shopping Center, Book World, Marquis Street in Nassau, and in Freeport, Bellevue Bookstore, H&L School Supplies in Bethel's Bookstore, and in Marsh Harbor at Fruit of the Vine, and also on Amazon. For more information, call 1-242-443-3227 or at www.eleanorlwilliams.com.
Foresight IT Professionals is offering back-to-school deals on all desktop and laptop computer systems, starting at just $4.99. Packages include printer and accessories. It's a great time to purchase that home or office computer. Phone 602-0946 or 813-3355. Foresight IT Professionals, your IT products and services resource.
Spend your weekend at Gombe Land. They're open 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Follow them on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. WhatsApp 816-3314 for more information. This year, 11 schools go head-to-head in the Battle of the Brains 2024. Witness the excitement as young minds compete in math, physics, chemistry, and biology. Watch this new episode of Battle of the Brains, powered by GB Power. Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to another exciting edition of sports right here in the North. First in sports, the Central Grand Bahama Hoops only basketball tournament gearing up at the park.
Thus far, we've been getting a positive response. The community is supporting it. I've gotten a lot of help, sponsors locally, right through the area.
You can use this platform to get a free scholarship. That's the main thing. If you're not good enough, at least have some fun while you're trying at it. You have to give that effort in order to get something achieved.
Hats off to the community for coming out. We're excited about this. We're gonna ensure that the children have a wonderful time. It's all about sportsmanship, camaraderie, and building what we have as a community.
From the basketball court to the softball diamond patch uniform, red softball team has been red hot for the most part of the season. Ladies and gents, that is your quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Thank you, Jay. And here's a look at your local weather forecast, sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Don't you go anywhere. Facebook Friend of the Day is up next.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody does it better.
Here are some tips for having your home ready for a hurricane. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Bring in all outdoor furniture, plants, or any other items that may become airborne due to high winds. Cover windows and doors with hurricane shutters or pre-cut plywood. Clear drains and gutters. And remember to secure important documentation in case you have to evacuate. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Chantel Roll in Mangrove Key. Andros, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We thank you so much for your support, and we're also sending a special happy birthday your way. Enjoy. And that's going to do it tonight for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire Northern Edition team, I'm Azure Quant. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, doctor's orders mandatory downtime for the Prime Minister following his recent surgery and subsequent return back home. CARICOM's EPG returns to Haiti as critical talks continue ahead of that island's proposed 2025 general election. Plus, the freeing of enslaved Africans in the Bahamas celebrated in the heart of one of the country's oldest settlements. And in sports, local Olympic heads speak on controversy surrounding athletes. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lopinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. The opposition lambasted Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, criticizing his political opponents, and it has everything to do with what he brands as the former Free National Movement administration's incompetency while in office. Fielding questions at a press conference in Grand Bahama this past weekend, the Prime Minister again acknowledged that his administration went up against serious headwinds upon assuming office, but that the decisions to be made were only difficult if he and his team were not dedicated and committed to putting in the hard work.
Those hard decisions only been had if you were incompetent. Those decisions would only been had if you ain't know what you're doing. And more importantly, those decisions would only been had if you didn't understand the fundamentals of our economy.
Now, from the onset, the Davis administration has stressed its inheritance of a multitude of crises, from economic to fiscal, education to health. All the end result of what the Prime Minister believes his predecessors did or failed to do, like the decision to close both the domestic and international pillars of the economy during the COVID-19 pandemic, coupled with the proposal to increase value-added tax. The Davis administration as though patted itself on the back for instead reducing VAT from 12 to 10%.
The IMF has come in, they've given us kudos for what they do. In fact, they are astounded by what we're able to achieve. And they've said that because when they first talked to me, when they came to me after I won, they wanted me to raise taxes because we will not be able to meet our commitments in the country. So that's one of the headwinds they're talking about, because they were planning to raise the taxes. I tell them I raise no tax, I cut it. They ask me whether I have a hole in my head. I move VAT from 12 to 10.
Well, Prime Minister Davis was expected to attend Foxhill Day celebrations today, but ended up being a no-show. Mr. Davis, who recently underwent a successful medical procedure in the United States and since returning home has kept an aggressive schedule, is on ordered bed rest, according to Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell.
He had an operation on his back, and, he was at several public functions, so on and so forth, and so you should really be more careful. We've been trying to tell him, slow down, slow down, slow down. He's going to take doctor's orders.
The draft domestic minimum top-up tax bill released for public consultation. That's the proposed legislation the government needs to push ahead with its plan to tax large multinational corporations with a turnover of at least over 750 million euros. The Attorney General's office noting in a release that the qualified domestic minimum top-up tax is something the Bahamas and more than 130 countries has agreed to
as part of OECD G20 Inclusive Framework on Base Erosion and Profit Shifting, a measure to ensure multinational corporations are taxed 15% of their profits minimum in countries they operate. The government has made it clear that if the Bahamas does not collect the funds, another country can. Consultation is open until September 16th. Officials hope to finalize the draft legislation for Parliament by October 9th. Well, CARICOM's Imminent Persons Group back on the ground in Haiti. Bahamas embassy officials over in Haiti yesterday welcomed the former Prime Ministers Kenny Anthony of St. Lucia and Bruce Golding of Jamaica at Toussaint Louverture International Airport. Noticeably absent, though, former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, who just last week was released from hospital after undergoing a successful corrective procedure. He's expected to support the EPG remotely during this week's engagement. Now, according to a release, the CARICOM EPG will remain in Haiti until Friday, August 16th, to meet with various stakeholders, including Acting Prime Minister Gary Connell, Transitional Council President Edgar LeBlanc Jr., organizations forming the National Conference Mechanism, and civil society representatives. Meantime, in keeping with a commitment Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis made at CARICOM Heads of Government meeting, the Bahamas is providing security support for all EPG members. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs underscores the importance of the CARICOM EPG group's assistance in resolving the political dynamics for a prosperous and stable Haiti. Well, Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell today responding to former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis over the latter's recent public assertions that the police force's internal investigation into an alleged corruption scandal involving a high-ranking senior officer is woefully insufficient. Dr. Minnis recently said in an interview, speaking specifically about the probe into an armor truck heist last November, the RBPF should welcome a more open and thorough investigation by an independent group with no political conflicts of interest. Eventually, head of the Criminal Investigations Department, Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson, was forced to take administrative leave after he was linked to one of the suspects believed to be involved in that alleged heist. The matter forced Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernandez to call for an investigation, but former Prime Minister Minnis expressed a doubt that the RBPF was capable of policing itself. Well, since then, the Commissioner has confirmed investigators from the UK will be in on the investigation. Minister Mitchell today repudiated the former PM's assertions.
But he has to be careful as a former Prime Minister in not undermining the Royal Bahamas Police Force. The Royal Bahamas Police Force, for good or ill, is all we got. And we have to be careful not to trash the Royal Bahamas Police Force, because at the end of the day, they're the people who defend us, right? Now, what is going to happen is there's going to be a thorough investigation. It'll be transparent, but we are not going to be a party to damaging the police force, because all the kids who want to join the police force, what are they going to think? You know, so that's the issue, and he is best left quiet.
Well, the government's investing in training staff at the detention center, partly in light of two incidents involving the Kamaica Road facility and the Department of Immigration that led to the Supreme Court awarding two detainees a collective $2.6 million, a ruling Attorney General the Honorable Ryan Pinder says will be appealed. Jamaican national Matthew Sewell was awarded $2 million after being reportedly abused while unlawfully detained at the detention center and the Department of Corrections, while Dehane Nornard, born to Haitian parents, was awarded $575,000 after the Department of Immigration took 6 years to grant her citizenship. While the incidents occurred prior to the Davis administration taking office, to address these challenges, Minister of Immigration and National Insurance, the Honorable Alfred Sayers, notes the recent passing of a law regulating the conduct and operations at the detention center.
The purpose of that particular regulations, called the Detention Center Regulation, is to ensure that the standard and the conduct of the detention center is consistent, first of all, with the regulations. This is the first time. since the detention center has been established, that we now have a law which sets the standard. That standard is consistent with the international human rights standard based on international conventions that the Bahamas has signed.
Minister Sayers says along with training, they're incorporating global best practices.
We also operating more collaboratively in the conduct of the detention center. We have a specific role according to the regulations, which I'm sure you've read, for the Ministry of Social Services to be involved and also have a monitoring function. We have, through the regulation, the collaboration with the Ministry of Education. So as we move forward under the regulations, it's collaborative and the standard is consistent with our international obligations.
Still to come, motorists to benefit from a smoother ride on the Eastern Road. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report, there's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
The past 51 years, the Bahamas has been a nation marching for progress. We are more than sunny skies and blue seas. We are a nation filled with purpose, opportunity, and innovation. With each generation, our spirit grows stronger, our dreams brighter, with our banners waving high. Join us as we continue to pass the torch, fostering freedom, progress, opportunity, and innovation for years to come. Happy Independence, Bahamas, from Commonwealth Bank.
Just when Leo was about to buy this useless pair of Hands underwear, he remembered that it was Tuesday. Hungry for deals? You better come satisfy it at KFC before doing something crazy. Crazy Tuesdays! 5 juicy, mouth-watering pieces of world-famous KFC chicken, handmade with a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices for only $10. Crazy Tuesdays! A finger-licking good deal.
Mommy uses cookbooks. I watch recipe videos. She listens to the radio, but I prefer podcasts. We may have our individual fashion, but we always agree immunization is always in style. Times have changed, but vaccination is still a trusted way to prevent cervical cancer. Get your HPV vaccine and protect yourself today.
A message from PAHO WHO, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the Canadian Government, the Caribbean Development Bank, and USAID.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch today's Uniform Center's buy 4 get 1 free sale. Free monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desks. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back to school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back to school special. Restrictions apply.
News is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
The 2024-2025 academic year may only be weeks off, but Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, is confident school repairs will be completed. There's the added assurance all public schools will be safe, functional, and ready to welcome students.
Our contractors are skilled individuals, and they're doing fine work across the board. And I want to thank them because they're not just engaged in a commercial enterprise. They understand what this project means to learning and national development, and they are giving their all, and they're working day and night to achieve the timeline.
The Education Minister emphasized that the significant improvements go beyond just the traditional school repairs, stressing that the ultimate goal is to redevelop the school plan.
If you go to Government High right now, we're in a third phase of redevelopment. We're doing it every summer. And you will find that that is actually becoming a new school. T.A. Thompson, about 2 years ago, that was a 3-story complex that we did during the summer period. And so what we're doing is not simple school repairs in every instance. It's not simply changing a doorknob. In some places, we're doing sort of moderate repairs, but in many instances, it is redevelopment.
Meantime, roadworks on New Providence and other Family Islands continue, with the Eastern Road getting a makeover. Though not initially a part of the government's $98 million New Providence roadworks project, Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, says following a utility company doing work along the thoroughfare, officials saw the necessity in repaving the road as opposed to just patching. Sweeting reasons that while the work can be an inconvenience, motorists will soon benefit from a smoother road without having to avoid potholes.
So this is a big part of areas such as this. Joe Farrington, they will play intricate role in that regard as well. So they're working extremely hard. They have accelerated their paving program. The 7 contractors that are working throughout New Providence, one of those was the private contractor that paved Ida Street. Bahama is working along with them to get all of that. So you'll see enhanced road improvement project in the next few months. And I think the residents in New Providence and throughout the Family Islands will be excited about the amount of roads that's being paved.
Bahama Mix General Manager Ryan Ramming says because BPL had to repair a 28-foot fault line, his company determined it was in the best interest to remove the entire eastbound lane and reinstate it. The project was expected to last 3 days, but inclement weather extended that timeline.
Weather permitting, we're hoping to be out of here by Friday. If not, our worst case scenario will be Monday. Whatever window of opportunity that we have, any dry window, we'll take advantage of that and lay the maximum amount of asphalt that we can lay within that dry period.
Well, today marking the annual Fox Hill Day celebration, and tonight crowds will gather for what's expected to be a night of fun and festivities. But before the partying got underway, the day started with praise and worship. Corval Pfeiffer reports.
It is the country's oldest community festival. For over a century, Fox Hillians have set aside the second Tuesday each August to highlight the community's historical journey and commemorate enslaved Black Africans being freed. This is where they trace their community's roots. Eventually, those freed slaves would make their way to this village. And so here on this Fox Hill Day, worship takes front and center stage. Four of the area's oldest Baptist churches playing host to Fox Hill Day services. This, too, now an annual tradition. Macedonia, St. Paul's, Mount Carey, and St. Mark's Baptist churches all welcoming government and opposition officials. Another tradition, the bipartisan choir belting out a hymn at each stop to mark the occasion. After services, Fox Hill MP Fred Mitchell and F&M Deputy Leader Shannon Cartwright both highlighted the significance of this day.
We have a history in our country of people denigrating that which is related to Africa. So every year at this time, it's a reminder of the humanity of people of African descent. We've had successive UN declarations of decades of people of African descent precisely because it appears that other cultures want to lord it over Africa. And we have to teach our kids that they come from a strong lineage, a strong culture. And this is the last redoubt of that outpost in the Bahamas.
So while it is a day that is celebratory of nature, and as we enjoy all the various cultural expressions of Fox Hill Day, this is a day that we reflect on our legacy as a people, but also project hope for a better future for our people.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, that, of course, was earlier today. Our Vaughn Albury is on the ground in the Fox Hill community as the eating, the dancing, the singing gets into full swing. Vaughn, what can you tell us?
Thanks, Makusla. We are here live at the Fox Hill Parade, a place that even me, have been coming here from since I was a child in the early 60s. And like that time, Fox Hill Day has always been a very popular day and a time for Bahamians to come east to Fox Hill. Tonight, it's still much the same. With me, Warren Davis. He's chairman of the Fox Hill Committee. This festival has been great.
Well, this festival has been around for now 190-some plus years, and it's still going. As a committee, we are 36 years old, and we thank the Lord for, God for Eric Wilmot, who had the vision to put this festival together from Monday, which to Tuesday, which is Fox Hill. You know, the Emancipation Day falls on the 5th.
Yeah, tell us that story. How come it got late here in Fox Hill?
And that's all a myth, man.
Yeah, well, tell our viewers.
Back in the day, they said, it took so long, we got the message late.
1 week. 1 week
later. But no, all we did on this day is celebrate. We went to the churches and we celebrate, and this time we come together as family, and all of our families come together, near and far. Those who have traveled abroad, those who are living in the other part, come together. Like you in Fox Hill tonight celebrating with us, So we welcome everyone to come to Fox Hill tonight. You look around, right now going on is the greasy pole. Yeah. Now we have the persons around here. In our presence today, we have the Honorable Mitchell, Fred Mitchell, and then also the ambassador, the
Chinese ambassador
is here celebrating with us tonight.
Okay, wow, this is really an exciting time. Like I tell you, so many people are here, and we get to spend time with many luminaries. Can you just palm the camera right here? Guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, our gold medalist from the 2000 Olympics, Debbie Ferguson. What brings you to Fox Hill?
You know what? I literally got an invitation yesterday, and I realized this young man right here, and I realized I've never been, so I decided to come. And this Bahamian culture, it feels like a big family picnic, and it's amazing. I just feel like I'm at home with the family enjoying the picnic.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's Debbie Ferguson, our gold medalist from the 2000 Sydney Olympics, one of our golden girls. Back to you. What else is planned for tonight? Because there's so many people here, but we're just kicking off tonight. There's still much more to come.
Yes, much more to come. We're gonna right after this, we'll go to an eating of the pineapple. We'll invite those who are visitors to take part in the eating of the pineapple, and now then we'll go back to the maypole. We will incorporate young men with the girls, and then the night goes on. The greasy pole continues, and the night just goes on. Then we have the live band.
Yeah, that's what I'm really here for, because it's always been about music here in Fox Hill. Tell us about that.
Well, we have the live band, the Sky Beach Band. They'll be performing tonight at 9 o'clock. So come on down. Things has just begun in Fox Hill. If you look around, you see the people coming. We welcome all those who come down to Fox Hill and have a good time. Family, fun, friend, like the lady said. It's just really like family. And that's what it's all about. Getting together, young and old. If you look around, you see how much young persons are out here. And so we just want to celebrate. The police is in full force and effect tonight. We'll feel safe. Just come on down.
There you go. Warren Davis, he's chairman of the Fox Hill Committee. And listen, all around you see people in orange. This committee has done their work to ensure that the safety of all patrons is essential and the top priority. This is a safe place. This is a safe place. And this is the time we get to share our culture with our neighbors. So still come on down. I want you to just go pan your camera to the right, because this is exciting. I don't even know how these people do it. Yeah, how do they do it? They just do it all they might. And some slip down. So there's still much to come from Fox Hill. It's Emancipation Day, but let's say a week later, this is Fox Hill Day, a time to celebrate. I'm Vaughn Aubrey. Back to you in the studio.
Well, thanks, Vaughn. And as you just heard it, if you haven't already, there's still lots of time to make your way down to Fox Hill. We still have more news to come, but Amo John Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports. Amo?
Coming up in sports, we catch up with the head of the Bahamas' Olympic delegation, as well as a local coach preparing her kids for softball season. Details of those stories and more coming up in sports.
If you see news in the making, call ZNS News at 502-3800 or email us at znsnews@gmail.com.
You need to show us on a different scale. It has to be extra.
What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you is?
I right you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long, yet the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
What are we gonna do? We forgot your daddy's birthday. He's in Eleuthera and we're all the way in Nassau. You got it? Okay. Yes, you're right.
Eleuthera for tomorrow? No problem.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Make this year your best year yet. Education is the key to success, and the University of the West Indies Global Campus Bahamas is your partner in success. Take a course that increases your value in a matter of weeks, or get that degree you've been dreaming of with convenient online learning. Visit us at global.uwi.edu/Bahamas, call 323-6593, or WhatsApp 456-6687 today.
Blessings gonna find me here.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
From the crime beat this evening, investigations into 2 overnight armed robberies underway. Our cameras were on the scene after 8 p.m. when 2 men entered Popeye's Chicken on Mackey Street and Windsor Road brandishing firearms and demanding cash. Police say as the employees ran for safety, the culprits removed the registers containing an undetermined amount of cash. While exiting, the suspects reportedly confronted a police officer, which led to an exchange of gunfire. The good news is that no one was injured. In the end, though, both suspects managed to escape the scene with the stolen items. About 2 hours later, two unknown gunmen entered a Carmichael Road and Iguana Way business establishment and held employees there at gunpoint. Police say the culprits stole an undisclosed sum of cash belonging to the business before fleeing south on Iguana Way in a champagne-colored Japanese vehicle. Anyone with information about these armed robberies is urged to contact the Criminal Investigation Department at 502-9991 or 2, or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS, and that's 328-8477. BTC users bracing for a big change. BTC announcing discontinuation of phone cards at the end of this month. BTC aims to focus current prepaid customers on its My BTC app. The app is seen to be a one-stop shop for all cellular transactions and a way to stay updated on balances. Commercial manager Darlene Bartlett tells us more about the future plans for BTC top-up and phone services.
But the focus of the app, once again, is to allow customers to, specifically for our prepaid customers, they can now recharge their accounts anytime, anywhere. They can also select a plan that they would prefer, especially if they're traveling abroad. They will actually be able to activate a roaming plan with our U.S. And for those customers that are not digital savvy, they can still visit their nearest BTC store. They can either go to the cashier, but we really want them to experience our kiosks. They can walk up to the kiosk and they can be fully independent. They can complete their transaction in less than 5 minutes.
48 farmers, agro-processors, and chefs yesterday began a Serve Safe certification course to acquire the skills and knowledge needed to maintain the highest standards of food safety. Spearheaded by the Tourism Development Corporation, Executive Director and CEO Ian Ferguson touted the certification as one that can even enhance the visitor experience.
We get to support how our food is secure, the experience that the customer has as it relates to food and beverage, that is a safe experience. And more importantly, the job of the Tourism Development Corporation is ensuring that we drive down that import cost. So if we're producing more, if we're processing more, then obviously more of what the visitor gets to see and taste is authentically, truly Bahamian.
The TDC partnered with the University of the Bahamas to certify the culinary and agricultural professionals. It's the first time this year that UB has welcomed the wider community into one of its programs.
I anticipate that they are going to be equipped with international standards of food handling. They are going to be ambassadors of health and hygiene throughout this country, representing persons knowing how to handle food safely, and even showing that we need to make sure this is widespread amongst our community.
We welcome opportunities to partner with various organizations and businesses here at the university so that our students as well as the community, they're exposed to what we have to offer and they can partake and enjoy our campus while they're here. Any final word?
All two of our very own former broadcasters honored last night during the Caribbean Broadcasting Union's 55th Annual General Assembly in Belize. Former ZNS Assistant General Manager and News Director, the Honorable Obadiah Wolscombe, and former Assistant General Manager of News at our Northern Service, Natalie Mattenborough, were among the many broadcasters remembered for their contribution to the region. Wolscombe and Mattenborough passed away last September. The CBU's premier event gives participating member associations the opportunity to meet and discuss issues affecting the industry in the region and beyond. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
Tech in your car. Fill up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Spend less and go far. You will
up with Ruby's Ultratech. Get the most out every ride. Just watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel up with confidence in every mile. Get Ruby's Ultratech in your tank and drive with a smile. Watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel the difference with Ruby's Ultratech.
We here at Candid Security offer a varied range of security services, including guard service, we do armored service, we do pre-employment investigation, background checks, also vet people for employment. A live business hosted PBX is extremely important to our operation. I don't have to be in my office. I can easily get connected with our clients, my vendors, my NASA office, and with our employees in the field, anytime, anywhere.
Hardware is a helpful place. Everything you need under one roof, from electrical, paint, plumbing, outdoor, barbecue, automotive, lawn and garden, pet supply, houseware, and seasons. Hurricane season is now here, so for all your hurricane needs, we have a 25% off bargain zone.
Hey, thanks. I would have given more stuff, but I didn't bring my money. I thought this was a club, and I thought everything was free. Finally know what it is now. Ace.
We're located on St. Albans Drive, West Bay Street, open Monday to Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and closed for lunch 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Works and Family Island Affairs Minister, the Honourable Clay Sweeting, getting more information on the requirements needed to rebuild the Harbour Island all-age school. Sweeting, who was part of a government delegation visiting North Eleuthera yesterday, also assessed conditions at the island's local government offices and commercial dock.
We understand that those facilities have been condemned for some time, so we are looking at where is a proper facility to house them, and we are also looking at a new administrative building, a new complex. The renderings are almost complete, so we're looking at that as well. I'm glad to announce that the renderings and the drawings for the new commercial dock is completed. We're looking at securing the funding to get that done so that we can move all commercial vessels from the current dock to another facility, and then the current dock now will then be upgraded. So this, where Minister Colby Davis spoke to the economic boom and uptick here in Harbour Island, this will help to compensate for that, where we can look at giving Harbour Island really what they deserve in regards to the growth of the economy and the amount of funding that they put back into the Treasury.
Endorsing the works in the pipeline for North Eleuthera, it's its Member of Parliament, Sylvanus Petty.
We're here to make a difference. We're not here to kick the can down the road. We're not here to point fingers. We're here to bring resolution to the problems. And I guarantee you, within the next 4 to 5 months, you will see a mass difference in BPL and everything that's all the major projects that we have going on right now.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. We're still monitoring a nice out there. That's tropical storm. It's approaching the Puerto Rico area, and it should move in there sometime later on tonight. But the good news is it will stay well to the east of the Bahamas. Outside of our studios, partly cloudy skies, temperature at 85 degrees, the relative humidity 72%. We have east-southeast winds at 7 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,016.0 millibars. That's 30.00 inches. And your temperatures around the island this evening: 85 in Marshall, Abaco, Green Toolkit, 84 Freeport, Grand Bahama, also 84 degrees. The Berry Islands 87, 85 in Harbour Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera at 84, 84 again in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, Kemp Space on Andros at 85, also Black Point, Exuma at 85, Alderstown, Cat Island 84 degrees, and that extends into San Salvador and Rum Key. Clarence Sound, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, all at 85 degrees. Ackland's 88, Matchitani, Nago 85. 85 on the Turks and Caicos Islands. Round out our temperature profile at 85 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where you're always protected during the worst storms. In the northwestern islands, tonight through tomorrow, those winds will remain light and variable with flat sea conditions. Now, the low tide will take place at 9:33 tonight, with a second low tide at 9:22 tomorrow morning. In the central and southeastern islands through Wednesday, northeast to north winds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And on Thursday in the northwestern islands, once again, light and variable winds with flat seas. The low tide 10:22 in the morning, high tide 5:02 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands on Thursday, the winds become northwest, still at 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
They make one way to two-way to three. The things they do, you gotta see to believe. Oh Lord, jump on this bus, it's 98 degrees. Man, this bus so broke down, ain't got no AC. Seesaw sunken in, let me off this ride. I just jump on this bus, this man want $1.25. Bus driver, why you knock like that? Find the dog and cat. Man, please don't kill me for $1. I mean, $1.25. Let me off this trap. I did say bus stop from Trade-on spot. Now, y'all know what I say is true. Why when you say bus stop, they taking forever to stop.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. Extended weather forecast is still ahead.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, follow us at ZNS Digital on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit us on our website at znsbahamas.com.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
J.S. Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. The Olympics officially done and out of the way, wrapping up over the weekend as athletes and team members alike have already begun their trek back home. Among them, the head of this year's Olympic delegation, Chef de Mission Cora Hepburn, or Marcellus Hall, catching up with her in this final Olympic update.
This Olympic Sports Update is brought to you by J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, Comfort Suites Paradise Island, the Gaming Board of the Bahamas, Powerade, Bonaventure Medical Labs, Original Parties, and Gatorade.
So it is here in front of one of the most iconic structures in all of Paris. We figured we'd end our Paris broadcast with a final look back at one of the most important figures on our Olympic team. No, not the athletes, but the person making sure everything goes all right. With the 2024 Olympic Games now behind us, one person who can breathe a sigh of relief is Chief of Mission for Team Bahamas, Cora Hepburn, who was faced with the daunting task of making sure the team had everything it needed before, during, and after competition. When asked to describe her job, even Hepburn was hard-pressed to explain.
I don't know if I can even explain exactly what all I have to do, because it seems as if those requests comes any hour of the day, any day of the week. So you just have to be ready and to be able to make good decisions when you have to. Hope and pray it's the right decision. You know how choices go.
Hepburn added that the role of Chief of Mission certainly not for anyone afraid of a little hard work.
You know, people think that it's a vacation when you come on this trip, but I don't think I've worked as hard in Central Bank as I do for the Bahamas Olympic Committee, especially when you are planning an event or when you come to competition.
She added that taking and making tough decisions a big part of the job.
Any tough decision comes to me, I review that, I make a decision, and I stand by that decision.
So that's our final look from here in Paris. Next stop, Los Angeles in 2028. Reporting from Paris, France, for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Marcellus Hall.
This Olympic Sports Update is brought to you by J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, Comfort Suites Paradise Island, the Gaming Board of the Bahamas, Powerade, Bonaventure Medical Labs, Original Potties, and Gatorade.
Thanks, Marcellus. The Summer of Thunder basketball tournament well underway at the Kendall Isaacs Gym, as well as over at Bahama. Bahamas over the past few years has become a hot spot for major Division I basketball schools for their summer tours as well as holiday tournaments. ZNS Total Sports team catching up with one of the organizers who says he expects this trend to continue.
I mean, this is one of the largest destination locations for college basketball in the entire sport. And so this coming November, we'll have 20-something teams. So 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, I guess it is now, we brought Kentucky down, had an opportunity to just plug and play. Bahama makes it so easy. Nassau is so easy to get to. It's exciting because the teams enjoy it. They step out. You just see the smiles. You see the Bahamian hospitality. And then, of course, they get a little basketball, a little beach, a little less pressure in the summer.
And with the opening of school right around the corner with it means the start of school sports. And one local coach ensuring her kids will be ready for the softball season. Our intern, Swanson Gibson, has more in this report.
With summer coming to a close and schools reopening, there are some looking to get a head start on the competition in their respective sports. Doing just that are the young ladies of Judith P. Thompson Primary School, who are already preparing for their softball season. Coach Shirlene Moss provides insight on this effort.
It's just a developmental program that I wanted to get a jump start on for my players and students from Central Primary, and I've collaborated with Coach Burrows from Uriah McPhee. So the premise of this is just to ensure that the kids have the fundamental skills for the game of softball going into the softball season for the New Providence Public Primary Schools Sports Association tournament. And so, like I said, I just want to make sure that they're fundamentally sound. It's open to the girls, but as you can see, we have a few boys here because they wanted to be with their siblings, and we don't believe in turning anybody away. Softball is a fun game. It teaches teamwork, it teaches camaraderie, and it is my hope that the girls take away from this experience partnership, friendship, as long as they're learning the skills necessary to play the sport.
Aya Eden Roll describes her experience after the lone day of exercises.
So far, my experience has been very great. You know, softball is a very athletic and fun sport. And growing up, I used to look up to Coach Moss as a very athletic person, and I really wanted to get into the sport to be more like her and to learn more about it.
And how's it been just going through the first set of exercises today?
It's been very fun and tiring, but I think that as we go on, we will gain more strength. And so far, our practices and our games has helped us to learn more about the sport and how we can play it to be great.
Already setting the tone for the season. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
And that's a look at your sports on this Tuesday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
From June 1st to November 30th, the ZNS Radio and Television Network is the #1 source in the Bahamas for hurricane information before, during, and after a storm. Now is the time to choose your radio and television hurricane season ad packages. Get extra special rates and run the ads only when you want them to run. Call the ZNS sales office today at 502-3800.
During the calm before the storm. Life-threatening storm surge and winds in the northwestern Bahamas.
2019, report Grand Bahama. Praying for the best.
And in the wake of the devastation. We've hosted countless shows. We've interviewed numerous individuals. We've covered every angle and shared everyone's stories.
The whole roof came off.
Now, 5 years after Hurricane Dorian, we are telling our story.
We need to move now. Let's go now. You can see we make it out of the hurricane.
I wasn't imagining this.
I was scared. I didn't know if I was scared or coming crying.
This was a storm like no other.
Join us for a Hurricane Dorian special as we take you into the eye of the newsroom. See what we endured behind the scenes during our relentless 72-hour live coverage from before and after the deadliest storm in our nation's history.
Outside is actually flooded.
This is more than a documentary. It's our journey, a testament to our dedication and our commitment to you. Airing September 1st on the only station that kept you informed during the worst storm in the history of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is the eye of the newsroom.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we'll get you started in the tropics, and we continue to monitor Tropical Storm Ernesto, which at 5 o'clock this afternoon was some 65 miles to the east-southeast of St. Thomas. It is moving towards the west-northwest at 18 miles per hour, but that will change over the next 24 hours as we expect it to make a turn towards the northwest later on tonight and eventually towards the north, slowing down in forward speeds, but that turn will keep it well to the east of the Bahamas as it's treks towards the north and eventually towards the northeast. However, we anticipate some large swells developed by this system to begin affecting the southeast Bahamas, the Turks and Caicos Islands, beginning on Thursday morning, and that will spread into the rest of the central and northwestern parts of our country, generating swells up to 13 feet over the next several days, and that will take us right into Saturday. So boaters, you're simply asked to simply stay in port, despite the fact that the system is well to the east of the Bahamas. Satellite pictures are showing Ernesto, cloud mass associated with that, firing up some showers and thunderstorms around the upper portion of the Leeward Islands. Heading into Puerto Rico, you can see the leading edge of those showers already starting to affect the east coast of Puerto Rico, and that will be deteriorating as we head later into the night. But that turn will take place and keeping most of the showers. However, the Turks and Caicos Islands, they will get some of that heavy cloud cover, some showers associated with that as well. But in terms of winds, they need not worry too much about any strong winds in the Turks and Caicos Islands or the southeast Bahamas. Our forecast tonight, mainly clear, very warm with a low temperature of 81 degrees, and tomorrow, partly sunny, pretty nice day. High temperature of 91 degrees. Extended weather forecast unfolding like this. Beautiful weather taking us right into Saturday, Sunday. Wouldn't be until about Monday before we get 1 or 2 stray showers in the forecast, becoming a little bit more cloudy as one of those feeder bands from that system will work its way in, generating some thunderstorms, which could be heavy at times. Temperatures still remaining pretty steamy. We're going to have those 90s as of Sunday, taking us right into the middle of next week.
Well, thanks, Basil. What happens when a bank and a local celebrity artist team up? Well, a city center masterpiece rich in Bahamian culture and pride. Our Diane Dorset tells us more.
It started as a blank canvas and ended as a cultural masterpiece. Scotiabank unveiled a mural highlighting Bahamian pride and creativity on Tuesday.
The I Am 242 mural, located at Scotiabank's Bay Street branch, was created by His Excellency Jamal Roll, the celebrity artist, along with locals, and symbolizes the pride, unity, and the enduring spirit of Bahamians.
242 is our area code, and the words I am affirm our collective voice and identity. This piece is more than art. It is a movement. It invites us to celebrate our unique culture and pass on our rich traditions to future generations.
Jerissa Russell, branch manager of Scotiabank East Street and Soldier Road, shared the importance of collaboration with clients in celebration of Bahamian independence and culture.
It was really important to Scotiabank that we collaborate with our clients in tandem of celebrating as a country. And so it was really exciting to see how, the customers were able to be a part of that, presentation, a part of the mural. And then, of course, our own, I would say, what do we call him? The international and celebrity artist Jamal, seeing how he communicated with our clients and just being a part of it, it was truly groundbreaking and historic.
Managing Director for Scotiabank Bahamas, Roger Archer, says I Am 242 captures Scotiabank's commitment to helping the community and is an invitation to celebrate our culture and to share for future generations.
It means we are part of the Bahamian culture, part of the Bahamian community. We respect and we want to grow and help this community to flourish and be the best that we can be in the globe. So really celebrating independence with the 51st independence of the Bahamas. But I think this mural will be here for many independences to come. And we want this to represent our commitment to the Bahamas. We are really happy to be here and to contribute to the growth of the Bahamas.
For young creatives, the celebrity artist said this.
To the youth out there, to don't capitulate to the narratives that people may have for you to say that you can't be an artist, a dancer, or something creative. Just use me as an exemplar. And I'm here to say that with hard work, resilience, and dedication, you could be whatever you want to be.
And with that, I Am 242 is officially unveiled, adding a sense of pride and creativity to the Scotiabank Boston Square branch. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorset.
Well, thanks, Diane. And that does it for the Bahamas Tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better. Thank you for watching, and good night.
During the calm before the storm.
Life-threatening storm surge and winds in the northwestern Bahamas.
2019, report Grand Bahama. Praying for the best.
And in the wake of the devastation. We've hosted countless shows.